Hello, what's up everybody? How's it going? Welcome to a new video on tutorial series PHP Specials. I'm your host Anwar Ali and I'm here with a new topic. And the topic is integrating Google reCAPTCHA with our PHP form. This might be a new topic for most of you, and most of you might have not been integrating yet, have not maybe integrated it yet in your form, though you might have used it before. So this is an interesting topic and yet very easy to integrate. So in order to integrate the reCAPTCHA, Google's reCAPTCHA with our form, let us first of all create our simple form and then integrate the reCAPTCHA with it. So I have opened my PHP Specials folder and I want to create a file over here that says maybe reCAPTCHA. Let me just create it, reCAPTCHA.php. And in my reCAPTCHA.php, I'll just create a simple HTML document, maybe give it a title called reCAPTCHA form. Let us create a form, a simple form with just maybe one input, and my action would be blank so that I'll submit the form into the same page, and my method for submission would be post. Now let me just create an input type equals to text maybe, and my name would be, let's say, address. Okay, and let us give a placeholder and call it address. Let's break a line, and input type equals to submit, and maybe we can give a name called submit, and value would be save. Okay, so let us see if our form is ready. So localhost slash php specials slash reCAPTCHA.php is our file. So we got an input and a button, and we have our form ready. Now let us try to integrate reCAPTCHA with it. So in order to integrate reCAPTCHA, what we need to do is we just need to type google.com/reCAPTCHA. Okay, just go to this URL and you can see a button called get reCAPTCHA in the top right. Just click on that button and you will be asked to create your reCAPTCHA. They will ask for some of the configuration, some of the inputs, and just fill it out and you'll get your details. So for example, you can give a label like let us give a label over here and name it. You can give any labels, it does not need to match anything. So just need it is for your say easiness, so that you can remember. You can just give the name of the website or name of the project that you are doing, so that it is remember which reCAPTCHA has been used where. Okay, so I'm just giving PHP Specials over here, and I want to use this reCAPTCHA which validates user with I'm not a robot checkbox, which is the most popular one right now. So after I have chosen reCAPTCHA version 2, it asks me for the domain. So I need to give the domains where I'm going to use the reCAPTCHA. So for example, if I'm about to create a site called facebook.com, then my domain would be facebook.com over here. But since we are working on local environment right now, so what I need to do is I just need to provide my local host, which is localhost. Okay, don't need to give your protocols or slashes, just give the name of the domain, which is localhost. Finally, you need to accept the reCAPTCHA terms of service, and if you don't want to get lots and lots of alerts from the reCAPTCHA, just uncheck it and click on register. As soon as you click on register, it will give you some simple configuration file, and I don't think you need anything of this. The first thing is just follow the step 1. It is saying this is the client-side integration, which means it will generate the reCAPTCHA block in your HTML form. So in order to do that, it is saying just paste this snippet before the closing head tag on your HTML template. So just copy the script and paste it just before closing the head tag. Okay, so my head tag is being closed over here, so I'm just placing it over here. The second thing is place the snippet at the end of the form where you want the reCAPTCHA widget to appear. So just copy this and paste it wherever you want your reCAPTCHA to be shown. I don't want to show it on the bottom of the form, rather I want to show it just before the input. So what I'm going to do is I'll just paste it over here and save it. So as per my code, my reCAPTCHA should just appear after the address and before the button, right? So let's see now. You can see, so my reCAPTCHA is now there, but it will not work yet. So we have just completed our client-side integration. Now the main integration is our server-side integration that will validate whether the user is bot or the user is real man or real human. So we don't have to bother much about like in other let's say CAPTCHAs. Most of the works were to be done by us, but this CAPTCHA, Google reCAPTCHA, has made it very easy to us by just letting us pass some of the values to the Google's URL, and they will work out on the validation process themselves. We don't have to worry much about validation process. We just need to send some of the parameters to Google's URL, and they will work on the validation thing. So if you just go through this, there are some of the parameters that we need to work on, and the URL, it is here. This is for the verification process, and I'll guide you about it in a while. So let us just prepare for the validation script. So what I'm saying here is, after the form is submitted, before saving these or processing these entries, what I need to do is I need to check if the one who submitted the form is a bot or a human. So in order to do that, since I'm submitting the form to the same page, on the top of the page I'm working now for the validation, server-side validation. So let us just grab the fields from the form first. So our field is name equals to let me just make it small a. So name is address. So let me just grab this first. In order to do that, I need to check if the form has been submitted. So if is set $_post, and my button is name equals to submit. So if is set $_post submit, the submit button has been pressed or the form has been submitted. What I want to do is I want to grab the address this way, address equals to $_post address, right? Second thing, what we need to do is we need to create our variable that is secret this way. So $secret equals to, and the value is given here. So we just need to copy this value and paste it over here. So this is our secret provided by Google reCAPTCHA. Second thing is response. Now if you see this form, though we have just pasted the div, the script of the JavaScript of Google has made this, and this it will convert this into some checkbox or maybe some hidden fields that will be giving us an index in $post, which is this. So we need to fetch the value of g on dash reCAPTCHA dash response and place it in the variable response. So we need to create a second variable, response response, and we need to just grab by $post the value of g dash reCAPTCHA dash response this way. So first thing was secret, we got it from here. The second thing is response, that we need to get from the index of $post. The index is g dash reCAPTCHA dash response, and we'll get the response, and we have placed it in the variable called response. The third thing that we need to do is we need to get the IP address, the remote IP address of the user who is submitting the form. And in order to do that, PHP has a special constant, or let's say variable, just like $post. We can get the remote IP. Oops. So the variable was remote dash IP. So the remote IP will be $_server. Okay, just like $_post, we can do $server, which is a kind of constant with lots of indexes, and the index to get the IP of the remote IP of the user who is submitting the form, or the one who is browsing the website. And in order to get the IP of the user, what we can do is we can give the pass the index as remote dash underscore addr. So if we do this, we'll get the remote IP of the user who is using this form. Okay, so the first thing, address, which is from our form. The second is secret, which is provided by Google reCAPTCHA itself. Response, which we grab from the form, which is generated by Google reCAPTCHA, g dash reCAPTCHA dash response. And remote IP, which we grab automatically using PHP constants $server, and it will return us the remote IP of the user who is using the website. So we got our three main variables. Now we need to send these three variables to this URL provided by Google reCAPTCHA. So this URL actually verifies if the user is a bot or a human. So in order to pass these three variables to the URL, we'll be using get method. So let us first of all create the URL that we need to pass these three variables to. So our URL is this, as per provided by Google reCAPTCHA. Now we need to send these three variables with the same name. The name should be secret, response, and remote IP. Okay, so question mark secret, secret equals to this value, right? So I'll just concatenate with $secret, concatenate with ampersand, and I want to send second parameter as response, which would be concatenate with $response. And my third parameter, so ampersand remote IP concat equals to concatenate with remote IP, right? So this is my URL that I need to send these three variables to. So I prepared my URL. Now what I want to do is I just want to use some function of PHP. You can use curl, you can use anything, but there's a simple function in PHP that is file underscore get underscore content that actually hits the URL and grabs the response from it. And that is what we need. We need the response after browsing this variable, I mean this URL. We need to grab the response from this URL and process it to check if it is true or false. So what I want to do is I just want to say like verify. I'm creating a variable called verify, and I'm calling file underscore get underscore contents, which is a function to grab the response from the URL, and I'm passing my URL to be URL. Okay, so before processing it further, I just want to confirm if my code is working fine. So I just want to echo to see what we got the response, and most probably most of you, including me, should get an error after this. Let us try. So this is our form. So we have done some of our processing, and now let me just refresh this and type in address. Let us say ABCD. Without checking the form, I'm trying to submitting this. Now I'm getting some SSL error. Okay, so in order to fix this error, you could also even work it out from your PHP ini file. You need to download a certificate and place it in your local folder and point it in your PHP ini. But for now, I've just made some notes over here. So if you want to download the csr.pm file, you can just download it through this link. So after you've downloaded the certificate.pm file, what you need to do is you just need to prepare an option for a context stream. The context stream will then be used in the while grabbing the content from the file underscore get content. You just need to pass that context to the the function file underscore get content, and the SSL certificate should go then. The option actually contains the path of your cacrt.pm file, and we just need to pass the path of to your cacrt.pm file this way in an index.ca file. So in your case, it could be C drive, amps, www, or D drive, wamp, www if you are using Windows environment. But if you are using Mac or Linux environment, you just need to pass the path from your absolute path from your root directory to your cscrt.pm file. So I'll just place this URL in my comments so that you can, whenever you download the code from my GitHub, you will get the place to download the cscrt.pm. So in order to fix this issue, just before the file on the get content, you first of all you need to download the pm file from this link. Okay, only if you got the error. Okay, now after you've downloaded, you just need to prepare some option for your stream context. So my option is this. I'm just basically pointing my cscrt.pm file. So I just prepared an option. Just let me get rid of these extra spaces. Okay, so once you prepare your option for SSL verification, what you need to do is you just need to create a stream context, and the code is just context equals to stream context create, and you just need to pass this option over here. Now before you get the content of this URL, you just need to pass few more parameters to it, and the parameter is the first parameter would be a constant called file underscore text. The second parameter would be this context. So once you do this, now you can easily access the URL with the HTTPS in front of it. Since the HTTPS is there, so we got these errors. So in order to fix those errors, we just download our certificate.pm file, and just we pointed our certificate.pm file. So in your case, if you are using Windows environment, your path would be C drive and maybe amps www.cscrt.pm. So in my case, my path is this. Okay, so after you do just these things, so these options to this, now I think your code is ready to go. So just again type something, save it. Now you can get some JSON response over here, right? So if you again type something and click on I'm not a robot, it is asking me for storefront, which is this and this and this, maybe yes. So if I click verify, now it is saying I'm not a robot. Now if I hit save, now instead of success equals to false, it is saying success equals to true. So what I need to do is now I need to decode this JSON and check to see if my success is true or false. So what I need to do is, after I get my verify, I need to create, let's say, my JSON equals to JSON underscore decode dollar verify. So I'm decoding this JSON into object. After decoding my JSON, I can check if dollar JSON success, if this is true or 1, what I can do is I can say the echo the human detected. Let's say just say human detected, and if it is not true, what we can do is else bot detected. Okay, now let us try to see if we are a human or a bot. Let me just type something, and I'm not checking this checkbox, and just hit save. It is saying bot detected. If I type something and I check the checkbox and hit it is asking for crosswalk. So here is the crosswalk, and I just want to refresh this, just confusing. Storefront. So this is a storefront, this is a storefront, and this is a storefront. Verify. So if I hit save, it is now saying human detected. So instead of saying human detected, now you can process your form, save it to database. So in this case, you can just give a say an error message saying that your validation was not successful. Please try again. Please prove that you are not a human and you are not a bot, and process your form. So in this way, we can use Google reCAPTCHA easily and integrate into our PHP HTML forms and allow user to verify their identity by performing some operation in reCAPTCHA form. So this is so all the necessary verification is done by Google itself. We just need to check to see if we get some error because of the SSL certificate. So if we get it, we can just I mean get rid of it by doing this much of code. So the link, if you want to download the certificate file, the link is here, and you can just pass the path to that certificate file and perform this much of operation, and you get rid of the certificate error. And if you are not getting the error, you don't need to do all these things. So this is how we do our reCAPTCHA thing. I hope you like the video, and if you have any confusions, you can mention it in our comment. And if you like the video, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. I'll see you tomorrow with another video and new topic. Till then, have a nice day, have a nice time. Thank you.